And whiskers or itching powder. I'm just going to go up to that 200 or 300, whatever that mark is. The A side is a lot thicker. Thins right out though when I heat it up.
Equal parts?
Equal parts by volume or weight. So I think that's good there. Each time I pour it, it gets a little warmer. Oh. So do my hands. Okay, I remember it was to kind of switch. That's a good pour there. And every time I pour it, it gets a little warmer. And eventually it gets to where it's clear. All right. Cut it off there, and then I found if I switch hands, it's a lot easier to keep it in the slipstream. It kind of heats it up while it's getting mixed too. Now the first batch, it took over 2 days. So the second batch, mixed it like this and then used the heater. I only had to go overnight. Getting pretty clear now. It feels pretty warm. All right. I think it's. I'm just going to reuse this here. It's kind of soft down there, but it's not going to mix with it. So I'll pour in the warm resin. There's a little bit of fiberglass caught in that. And this is the mica. And I've been using a couple of scoops like this. And you can see it likes to mix with the air. So if you're concerned about your lungs, you might want to wear something for this. All right. So I think that's pretty well. I'm just going to pour in a little bit and then add fiberglass on top. Piece of fiberglass there. Well, I'm not going to use my fingers on this stuff. That might be optimistic. I think the main thing is just to get around those pins. Try to give those holes some strength around so that. And if the back looks rough, you can always grind it off. Might be more like making a frosting a cake, I guess. Not sure if I'd be all that hungry for it. Pour it from this wide area so that the resin kind of flows in from the edges. That way it should be fewer bubbles. That's what I was noticing about this, is that it seemed to have more bubbles on it than the first one. See if we can get that pushed out. But usually the bubbles that are created from like pouring over and trapping air in a mold, they're usually keep the epoxy from flowing, into a corner of the mold, small tight corner. But the bubbles on this last one were right on the surface out in the open. And so I'm working it a little bit more, kind of scrub it, somewhat. I think I just poured too much. I'll try to, if there's any bubbles, not so bad, I guess, having bubbles in the resin, but you don't want the bubbles on the surface.
Right.
It's cosmetic. Okay, now it's like putting mayonnaise on a sandwich.
Is it starting to harden up at all?
No,
No.
no, not at all. I was joking with Kevin that I thought I read it was a 30-minute pot life, but double checking it, it's a 30-day pot life. Or that it was, when I mixed it, it was both sides were the A or both sides were the B. Well, this definitely looks messier, but I think just holding it against the sanding belt, as long as it doesn't pull it out of your hands and throw it somewhere, should clean it up. I'll leave it a little full here. How's that look? Well, it's not as pretty as the last one, but it might be stronger. So so I poured this in last night with the other one, which is this here. And this didn't have the benefit of the heating pad. So the heating pad seemed to make a big difference. But I'm just gonna pour the remnants in here. Maybe it's time to throw that solo cup away. And then for this, actually that one L looks a little, it's messy but full. All right, so I'm just gonna stack these on here. Throw a couple things on here to keep the shopping bag from dipping down into the epoxy. And then just throw this on as insulation. And then turn on the heating pad on high, and it'll be good. It'll keep heat on it for a couple of hours.